The man turned around and took a bite of my hamburger and then shot me.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Bit your hamburger? Did the same man, I know you said a boy died.
The boy, he shot me first. He shot me in the jugular vein, close range, because I come out from behind the bar to go call the law.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take this guard off here. But I lied. First thing we're going to do is tell y'all subscribe. Let's take this off here. We can get them coils clean in there with evaporator coil spray. Does it look like I'm doing it right? Yeah. Old school style. There we go.
How many kids do you got, Chris?
I've got 2 boys. I got twin set of boys. And my daughter is 9.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, I've been told them all about you.
Oh, really?
Yes, I told them I was getting the fish from you.
Oh.
And I'm going to bring them up here and let them meet you. I promise you I am.
All right. I'm just an old woman.
How'd you get shot? What happened?
Well,
across the creek, back again with another video, and you guys read that title right. Well, ever since we started doing these pop-up and chats, well, we popping up today. We're gonna be Mr. Fix-It as well. I'm gonna show you guys how to change those stove eyes and how to turn that element up hot and cold inside the hot water heater. And in doing that, I guess we're gonna pop up and meet Gidgit as well. That's right, Miss Gidgit. Let's drop the anthem and get started.
You can offer me a diamond-plated pearl. You can send me all the riches in the world. You can tempt me with the palaces of kings. I'd give them back in a big old sack and keep the simple things.
It's me, Miss Gidgit. Let's set these guys. Let's be good. Let's start with. We're gonna start with these stove eyes. They just pop right out, pop them out. And say this is how I complete my training. I got to be able to show proof that I know how to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna sit right here in front while you do that.
Okay, okay. Oh, this stove only has one big eye, huh?
I hate that. See, that's actually not the same stove that used to be in here. They brought another stove that Mr. Dwight measured it smaller than the stove that's supposedly supposed to be in here. So it's smaller than the one that's originally in here.
Oh, I see that. You never did get the one you wanted, huh?
Actually, they sent the wrong one. And it was smaller. So see, it don't really fit the whole cabinets up.
I see that. I see that.
And I wish he'd take one out and, they just need to rent that apartment.
What is it? I don't know where I am. Yes. Yeah.
Really? Because that's what that lady said.
They are. Yes, they are. But wait, is this?
In the middle.
Yeah. That apartment's kind of old, though.
Is there the one on the end?
1125 and 1124. I was in both of them yesterday. Let me go back and make sure I'm right. The one on the end, I know for a fact is old. I'm gonna go back in that one you was talking about.
1125. Miss Pat used to live in it. It's sort of nice. I mean, it was nice. It may not be nice now.
Miss Gidgit, you don't recognize. I go in all these apartments every day. You don't recognize how nice your apartment is.
Because I did the painting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you, because it's clean and you paint it, but.
The floors were orange when I moved in here. The air conditioner unit was tore up. So he moved me in here half of the month and he prorated my rent. The stove wasn't clean.
Yeah.
The sink was still leaking. Anyway, I'm the one that keeps my apartment up.
I know it. I can tell. It looks really nice in here.
But I need that other can of paint to paint that
I'll
corner.
bring you some.
Look, that corner I didn't get to paint. See, that's how the walls were when I moved in.
It don't look good.
I don't want that. If I got to pay for something I live in, I want it to look nice.
Okay. I'm going to change those vents out. sure I get a picture of that. Get the daggone picture.
But Mr. Noah knows it because I told him that. I said, look, I'm not trying to be picky. I said, but I pay for my unit. I don't get a free check to live over here.
I'm trying to get pictures, that way I know how much you need. Let's see this side here. Alright, I can just back, don't worry about it.
But my molding is coming off, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
Where about? Where's it coming off
In
at?
the kitchen. Right here. Right there.
Oh, I see that. I might come back up here and glue it back.
All down under there.
Oh, all the way around it's coming out.
Yeah. It's because of the sink leaking. And now I found out that the washing machine was leaking,
Yeah.
the valve. But the duct, when they made that silver thing down there, it rattles in the wall. So I can't use my dryer. And y'all got the laundromat closed.
It's closed?
Again, it's locked down.
No
again.
way.
Yeah, the light was off yesterday.
I'm gonna pop these new eyes in here. There we go. And there's a slide off in there. And it just goes back. About like that right yonder. And down. And I'll finish the rest. And then we'll get over to this hot water heater. We're gonna take this guard off the front of this hot water heater here. And then that'll let it get down to the thermostat, and then we'll turn it down. And then we'll go ahead and clean out these coils with some evaporated coil cleaner. Not sure if I'll let y'all catch all that, but just another maintenance day. Let's see if we get this up and finished up. I'll check back with y'all here in a minute. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is take this guard off here. But I lied. First thing we're gonna do is tell y'all subscribe. Let's take this up off here. So we'll get something to take it off with. Alright, got what we need. Let's get it off here. Gidgit, I'm sorry about it. I didn't track some of this stuff off my feet down through your floor here.
It's alright.
I'll give it a little.
I do it every day 2 or 3 times.
Oh, there's another one I missed. Didn't tell. I was wondering why you ain't coming off. Pop that out of there. These coils look a little clean. Let me go get my spray. We'll clean them up. Let's see. Let's start with this guy. Evaporator cleaner. You can get them coils clean in there with evaporator coil spray. Does it look like I'm doing it right? Yeah. Old school style. There we go. And we're gonna run our shop back and vacuum up some of these loose fittings here, and we should be done with it. So we pull the guard off here, and under the guard, let me see if I can get a light. There's your temperature reading there.
See, I don't mess with that stuff. I ain't gonna get electrocuted now.
There's a lot of wires there. I'm gonna go ahead and flip that breaker and turn it off.
But like if I plug up something in these wall sockets,
Yes, ma'am.
all of them goes out from that one to the one behind the couch. I mean, right here, behind the couch, behind my headboard, and the one over there at the window goes out.
All of them. All of them go out. Oh, you got another one behind your window? Did you say that? I got
over
this
there in one behind my headboard, and the one over at my window goes out. And in none of my wall sockets, you can't keep nothing plugged in them.
Where's your breaker at?
Behind that door. Where
You think that power's out now or it's on? For those wall sockets?
I think they're all on, but they can be on when you plug something in. It's every now and then when it does it, you can plug something in, and then all of a sudden they'll go out, stay out for a little while, or a night, or a day or two. I know it sounds weird, but then they come back on when they want to.
All right, do me a favor. Tell me when that lantern cuts off.
Because see, Noah thought that TV was hooked up in the living room, and it's not.
Let's see here. That would be the living room. Let's see here. Well, let's do it old school style. Let's just go flipping. Your TV might cut off, Miss Gidgit. Did that lantern go off yet?
No. TV went off.
Okay.
And the microwave went off.
Okay.
Now the lamp went off.
Okay. So number 8, Miss Gidgit, if it flips your if those flip off again, That lamp went off, right? If your power flips like that again, open your breaker and flip number 8.
I have, but none of the breakers are flipped. It's just when you plug something in, none of them flip. And he sent Derek over here and told Derek to put a higher breaker in. I can plug up the vacuum cleaner and it throws them off again. Then I go in there and check the breaker. I'm not the only one. I've had witnesses here that proved it, that it happened. Because I said they're not believing me. They act like I'm talking out of my head. Now the lamp went off and come back on.
Okay. They're starting to show a little orange in here, which indicates they're halfway between anyway.
Right. And now that's when Noah come and checked the breaker out, and that's when he passed out flyers. He wanted to check everybody's breaker box, but he never went around and checked nobody's breaker box.
He never got up and do it. Let me turn off the breaker for that. I'm gonna turn off all the power real quick.
But he was saying, you got too much plugged up. And I was like, Mr. Noah, I got the same stuff I got plugged up ever since I moved in here from the beginning.
I don't think there's too much plugged up in here.
I had to run extension cords, Chris, to have electricity in the living room. From the only wall socket that worked was behind the dresser over there that led into Bobby's apartment.
Huh. Sure. Hot water heater is number 5. 2.
That Noah didn't like what he saw in my breaker box, because that's when he passed out flyers wanting to check everybody's breaker box, but he never got around to it.
I think that's you. Alright, we're going to turn them suckers off for a second. And alright, let's adjust this temperature.
Oh, there was one more thing too, Chris. The weather strip underneath that door right there, water's coming in at the bottom.
Right here?
No, right there at the door.
Oh, right here. Oh, you're weather stripping. Okay.
I guess it's called weather stripping.
I'm going to take that off. First, I'll go back to the shop, and if we have some new stuff, then I'll take it off. I don't want to take it off right now because I don't know what we have.
I was like, oh my God, water's just coming in through there. That water's coming on that porch bad.
Yeah. And we'll see if I'll see if I got some more up there.
But I let things go because I didn't want to complain. You know, I didn't want to think I was a complainer, but I tried to maintain by fixing stuff myself, but there was stuff I could not fix.
Yeah. Well, you have to say something because if you don't say something, it won't ever get fixed.
Right.
So you have to say something. Let me turn this sucker down real quick. Where's my light?
But my apartment's just dingy looking. I don't know why.
Miss Gidgit. Now listen, that's the last time. I'm not gonna let you sit up here and talk about you work hard to keep it. I know they don't do much, but you work hard to keep it in shape, and you've got one of the best looking apartments around here.
Thanks.
And you need to give yourself a fair shake on that.
Well, I will.
Yeah, don't get too upset about it.
Yeah, everybody wants to move in mine. I was like, mine's just like y'all's.
Let's turn that sucker down here. I'm adjusting that temperature down a little bit. Get her clothes back up now. Alright, Miss Gidgit, I'm going to show this video to my children and my wife when I get home. I want you to tell them the story about the time that you got shot.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to tell it.
Alright.
There we go.
How many kids do you got, Chris?
I've got 2 boys. I got twin set of boys, and my daughter is 9.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, I've been told them all about you.
Oh, really?
Yes, I told them I was getting the fish from you.
Oh.
And I'm going to bring them up here and let them meet you. I promise you I am.
Alright. I'm just an old woman.
How'd you get shot? What happened?
Well, I worked 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I worked at the sewing factory,
Yes, ma'am.
Pizza Hut,
Yes, ma'am.
and I worked for my cousin. And I know this sounds bad, but I didn't drink or do any drugs or smoke cigarettes, but I worked for him at the bar.
Yeah.
And I was working, and
Sorry.
I got called. Actually, I was just working at the sewing factory in Pizza Hut.
Yes, ma'am.
And I got called on a Friday to come and work for him out there. And I said, well, I'll meet you on Sunday, and I'll let you know whether or not if I want to or not.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and I met him on Sunday. I met this other man on Sunday. And on Monday, I got shot.
The next day?
Yes.
By the same guy, or you don't know?
Yes.
What happened? You just...
It was a set-up deal. I knew a lot of stuff that was going on.
Oh, he didn't want you talking.
Mm-mm. But a boy got killed. I got shot first. I got shot in the jugular vein. Right here. And they had to take... You hear that popping?
I heard that. What was that?
That's what it does here.
No. What was it?
It's the refrigerator.
It sounded like the refrigerator was turning on. That's what I thought.
That's what it does all the time. And that's when my electric bill started going up. Derek said it was because the compressor was not coming on.
No, Miss Gidgit, I'm sorry.
That's what Derek said. But anyway, that's what it does. It was doing that before I got the new refrigerator too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went out there and I opened the club up, and I opened it up early. Instead of 12, I opened it up around 9 or 10. And I noticed I found a box of bullets laying up on the top bar. Just lay it up on the counter, Chris, and I'll put it in the garbage can. And anyway, I couldn't understand why I found those, because I smelt the pine soil and the cleaning stuff where they just cleaned the bar up, and I didn't understand why they didn't get those bullets off the bar, because why would they leave them there?
Yeah.
But anyway, the man come in around 12, and he says it'll be a long time before I come back in this bar again.
What?
Step foot back in this bar.
Why did he say that?
I don't know. But he come back. He come at 12. He got a phone call. He hadn't even been drinking. He just ordered a beer. He hadn't even drunk the beer. He got a phone call, and he had to go sign a bond for this other man because he jumped on his old lady or slapped his old lady. But anyway, he left and he come back.
Yeah.
And he didn't drink or nothing. And he
sober.
Yeah. And he was just sitting around, and I couldn't understand that. And I was like, then a lady from Food World, when we had Food World here, she worked in the seafood department. She come in and she says, baby girl, she says, here's you some dinner. And she says, and I'll be back when I get off. Well, the man that shot me turned around and took it, and I kept looking at Johnny May, and I said, Johnny May, I think something's fixing to happen out here bad.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about something. And I says, I always go with my instincts, and I says, there's something bad's going to happen out here. She says, don't worry, I'll be back as soon as I get off. Well, before she got off, the man turned around and took a bite of my hamburger and then shot me.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Bit your hamburger. Did the same man, I know you said a boy died.
The boy, he shot me first. He shot me in the jugular vein, close range, because I come out from behind the bar to go call the law because the phone behind the bar in the payphone was connected and it wasn't supposed to be. That was illegal.
Yeah.
And I had to go drop a quarter in the payphone
to
be able to call 911. And when I come out from behind the bar, he had went outside and he come back in, and I thought that he was leaving. But he come back in and he met me just like this right here and shot me. And I had gunpowder burns on my face, my chest. I got shot with a 38. And so they had to cut me on my leg to put skin up here.
Right, skin graft.
And I lost use of this arm for 5 years. It stayed just like this. So I got this old exercise thing that where you put your legs and stuff in.
Yes, ma'am.
The feet and the arms, and you raise your legs. You lay on the floor and you raise them up and down like
yes,
that.
Ma'am.
Well, I put it on a pulley and put a weight to it and put it in my wall in my trailer when I lived up on the lake.
Yeah.
And I raised my arm up and down,
working them out.
up and
Working them
down.
out.
So I got used to picking up my arm, but it's further than like muscle. They told me the muscle was gone, and that the nerves that was cut, slammed into, would not grow back, but the ones that was just cut would grow back.
Heal back.
So I don't have a blood pressure or a pulse in this arm, and I don't have a muscle in this arm, but I can pick it up.
You can lift it up and use
And I try to act like there's nothing wrong with me, which you see how I move stuff for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't supposed to, but I do. And my bullet's still, I still got my bullet.
Is this guy still alive, or?
He's in prison. But he shot me first. He turned around and shot his ex-wife. He nipped her in the side, which that was my cousin's daughter.
Okay.
And he wasn't meant to hurt her. But then the boy, he shot him in the back and then shot him in the back of the head.
Oh, he was out for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to prison for that incident, and he's been in there since. Oh, because he killed the boy.
And they were going to get him for attempted murder on me. But when they asked me if he ever threatened me, I couldn't lie to him because I put my hand on the Bible. I said, he never threatened me. He never threatened none of them.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
They got him with assault with a deadly weapon and gave him 10 years for me. Even though I almost lost my life because I was supposed to be transported to Florida. Mike Douglas was transported to Florida, but Brenda was stable. But they couldn't transport me because while I was in the emergency room, he looked at me and he says, Miss Watley, he says, your lungs fixing to collapse. He says, so I'm going to have to cut you and you're going to have to feel it. He says, because I got to put a chest tube in you. So my lung collapsed because it went in. It shattered all my collarbone on this side, so I don't have a collarbone on this side.
Wow. At
all. And then it went down, it broke 3 ribs, it collapsed my lung, and then it lodged near my heart.
It's crazy. It's good that you're still here.
They said they weren't expecting me to live. They said that either I'd be paralyzed from the neck down or I'd die. And the only way that they could save my life was if they'd amputate my arm off. So I stayed in surgery for 12 and a half hours, and my mom said that my head was like this right here.
Got big.
I stayed in the hospital from October. I got shot on October the 26th, right after my birthday, which was October the 10th, 1992.
92.
All right, I stayed in there October, November, December. Then my medical bills was getting real high. Shriners Club come in and helped and all that. Everybody come in and helped. And then they told me I had to leave the hospital because it was getting real high.
Yeah.
And so I got out of the hospital, and they told me the only way I could get use of my arm back or try to get use of my arm some was to do physical therapy. But the man that I worked for, which was my cousin, would not pay for the therapy.
For you to do therapy.
So they was going to do partial therapy. The hospital agreed to do partial therapy for me. And that was taping my arm on the bicycle and doing my legs, because you have to work your legs to do to get blood circulating up to your arm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I couldn't hold on. They gave me a toddler's toy to play to move the train across the little thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't even bend my fingers. I had to learn just like a baby. I had to learn how to bend the tip end of my finger all the way over. So I learned all that. I get a little bowl, get screws, put in the screws in the bowl, and I'd pour them out on the table, and I'd hold the arm like this right here.
Oh, you babysitting your arm to train it to do it.
Yeah, and I was doing that. I kept doing that till I got where I could pick up my arm and all. That I was embarrassed because I couldn't use it. It was hard for me to go use the bathroom, take a bath, and
do stuff by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I did it. You know, I did it, and but it was hard. It was really hard. And I didn't have home health or nothing like that. I did it all by myself.
You kind of created your own trainings and created your own therapy.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's why you're so strong, Miss Gidgit.
And then in 2000, I was with my nephew and my niece and her boyfriend, and he runs the red light up there on 29 at Bass Agency.
Yeah.
And hits a F-250 in the side, and the drive shaft come up and cut my foot off right here. Instead of it going this way, it was turned around going this way, and all it was doing was hanging by a little piece of meat. And so they put rods in my foot. So
put it back together.
in my foot.
Oh, that's all you got in it. I see.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that, Miss Gidgit.
Yep.
That's a different story. We're going to say that story. That's story 2. This is story 1. I'm going to let them see
I
story.
was told I had a good testimony.
You do.
And
You
I
do.
was like, no, I don't. They said, yes, you do, too. But, yeah, I've been through a lot.
Yeah. My children and my wife and my family, we're going to watch. We're going to enjoy watching and listening to you. But story number 2, I'm coming back for story 2. Let me go I got to get another stove eye. I got one more stove eye, and I'm going to bring your paint in. I'll be back in here in about 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'll be right back. Let me
All
load
right.
this stuff up. I'm just going to pull it up. I'm not going to lock it.
All
right, guys. We appreciate you coming over to the apartment with us and meeting Gidgit and listen to her story. Well, she's got kind of a testimony, and that's what I want y'all to kind of remember. Well, to have a testimony, got to go through a test. We're going to take some of these eyes back over, and you guys won't see that. Well, reason being is because, well, I got to wrap this thing up. Well, we got 2 or 3 other people to pop up on. If this is your first video from Across the Creek, we encourage you to subscribe. And then, well, if not, we'll catch you next Sunday on that next one. Thanks for watching.